Hi everyone, myself Murugan. Happy to present another interesting video from EQSIS. In this video, let me explain the concept of volume profile from the intraday trading perspective. If you haven't heard of volume profile, then I definitely recommend you watching this video throughout because you get to know what it is, because I'm going to explain you things in a very simple terms, and then I can show you a place where you get it on a real-time basis, and definitely it helps a lot in terms of finding a stock, finding your entry target stop losses. This is very common among the price action traders because it talks about the relationship between the volumes over various prices. So this is slightly different than the conventional charting where it talks about volume over the times, it talks about the volume over various price points. So that's why I said it is very important. Let me quickly get in details of this. So to get started, let me quickly get started by explaining you the concept in a very simple terms. I believe you must be familiar by looking at the candlestick charts. So what you see now is the interval of 1 minute between 11:30 to 14:20, and it is for the Tata Steel. So what you see here is every minute how the price behaved and how much trading happened is being recorded and presented to us because it helps us to understand and visualize and take actions accordingly. As a price action traders, we dependent on this chart a lot. But when you understand this chart, we were looking at the prices and volume across time period. So now you get to know at 12 o'clock what happened, 12:30 what happened, 1 o'clock what happened, 1:30 what happened. But I don't know at a given price point how traders behaved in the market. So it is likely important for me to look at things not just from the time perspective, but also from the price perspective. That's why I said this volume profile is very popular among the price action traders as well, because it clearly establishes the relationship between the price and the trading volume. So the price among the interest of the traders. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. See now, at 2 o'clock, you see quite a good trade happen. Prior to it, around 11:30, there was a trade happen. And between 12:30 to 1:30, I don't see much of trades happen. Am I right? So it is very clear that around 1:45 to 2 o'clock, there's quite a good action seen in this particular counter. And I'm also interested in price points where the traders shown interest. So now look at this. When the price was 14:30, how much tradings have really happened? So now first we need to know at 14:30, the trading happened at this point of time. And whereas if you look at 14:35, the trading happened at this time, the trading happened at this time, the trading happened here. So all three volumes is actually belongs to 14:35. So when the prices were between 14:35, there's quite a good number of trades happen. And whereas if you look at a 14:40, the trades have happened here once and twice, and there's quite a good amount of trades. So I just want to know at various intervals between, let's say if I move forward in the animated way, you guys can easily see between 14:30 to 14:25 to 14:30, there's a very less trades have happened because you don't see a very less thin trades have happened. And if I move towards 14:30 to 35, there is quite a good trades happened, which is slightly better than this. And if you look at 14:30, there are a lot of trades have happened at that particular area. So the trading happened at this time, the trading happened at this time, the trading happened at this time, mostly belongs to that 14:40 time zones. So I hope it is horizontal. I hope you guys can easily connect with that. And between 14:40 to 14:45, there is a reasonable trades happen because you guys can notice there's quite a good trading happen. And here also there is quite a good trading because this is where a lot of tradings have also happened. So we can easily connect and say that at 14:45, there's a trading happen. So this way of visualizing it can help you to understand at what price point the traders are coming in. Now you can easily notice at 14:65 to 14:70, there are a lot of trades have started happening, not just here, as it started coming in. So all the volumes here is also recorded between 14:65 to 70. Of course, this volume belongs to 70 and 80s, and of course, you don't see much of trading between 80 to 85. Then, why this is actually important? See, I'm interested in looking at volumes at various price points. so that I get to know what price invites the traders to the trading, what motivates the traders to participate. This helps you to understand the support and resistance. Let me slightly again get in detail of it. Now the stock is trading at 1456, and I can clearly notice at the 1470 to 75, there are a lot of trades have happened, a lot of traders coming in, and there is a major price reversal have also happened. So I qualify that as a reliable resistance. This is expected to act as a reliable resistance. And on the downside, you see there is a next good volume is actually standing at 1445. That can act as a strong support. So the very basic takeaway from the volume profile is the support and resistance, but using which you can develop your trade system in terms of finding your stock, finding your entry, exits, and everything. But this way of looking at volume profile is a very common and conventional way of looking at it. But I do see there is a drawback, because if you wish to see hundreds of companies, when it comes to intraday, it is very difficult, because intraday trading, you have to be instant. You don't have a time to scroll hundreds of companies to look at the volume profile. So at EQSIS, you see a very unique way of presenting volume profile. So in single screen, you can see hundreds of volume profile, and it makes it much more actionable. Let me tell you what it is. I've already shown you this, am I right? So we can easily notice that the volume profile here, but to display hundreds of charts, we don't have a space here, am I right? So what I'm going to do is, I'm just taking this section alone. I hope you guys can see this. I'm just taking this section alone, and I'm, instead of keeping it vertical, I'm gonna place it in horizontal way. I'm just gonna keep it in horizontal way. So let me do that. I'm flipping this. So now what happens is, I know that at 1430 to 35, this was the trading volume. And the next, so this must be the high of the day, this must be the high of the day, and this must be the low of the day. This must be the low of the day. And the stock is trading somewhere in between. This must be the current price. So in our website EQSIS, you see this is highlighted in a different color. So this must be a dark green. So that talks about the current level, and the highest volume recorded in a given price zone is actually recorded in a different color. So you can easily notice that from current level, where is the possible support and resistance one can expect to go forward. So let me explain that in a volume profile at EQSIS. So for that, you need to visit www.eqsis.com, where you can see volume profile in this way. So now look at this one. The Bajaj Finance was trading at 14,647. Okay, I think by this, when I've taken the snapshot, it was trading at 4% higher from the yesterday price. And this is the lowest of the day. This is the highest of the day. Okay, let's say the Bajaj Finance was traded between 14,100 to 14,200. So I've taken for every 100 rupees, let's say. And at this point, we have traded. But look at the dark green. It tells me that the Bajaj Finance is currently trading at the highest point of the day, whereas the lot of trading volume happened at this point. So how we can make use of it? When the price comes lower, this is expected to act as a strong support, because that trading zone had a lot of connect to a lot of traders. That is the price point. A lot of traders have placed orders. So definitely the current traders have some remembrance towards the price. So they tend to react in a very different note at this point. So having said, this is expected to act as a solid support when the price comes to that. This is the conventional way of looking at it. But what you see is the unconventional way of looking at the volume profile, because you see so many volume profile in a single screen. Am I right? So if I look at this, this is a very nice way of presenting it. So let me now explain you the ways to trade volume profile, because unless it is actionable, it is no point in just learning about it. As an intraday trader, we need to know how to use this from a trading setup. So when it comes to trading, you need to understand the stock selections, and you need to understand the entry exit levels, especially about the targets and stop losses as well. Now let me show you how you can actually get it from our website, and you can put in use on a real-time basis. So for that, you have to get into EQSIS.com. Just get inside. And then you see a very broad section of analysis. Underneath, you see intraday analysis. And this is what I'm talking about. It's called intraday scanner advanced one. So if you get in this one, so it takes you through a scanner page. So what it actually shows is a kind of the scanner and the filtering system. Of course, this has a lot of columns which you can use as per your requirements. It is totally good to use. But in as far as this video is concerned, I'm going to focus on the volume profile. So you guys can now easily see there is a volume profile, and let's say I'm filtering this based on volume search. Let me keep this filters removed, and you can see there are so many companies. Volume profile is available right in front of you. So what you guys see here is the current day price ranges. So you guys can see the price range of about India between 18,050 to 74. So about every 25 points, this is splitted. As far as ACC is concerned, you can see this. This is about 67 to 71. So then 71 to 75, 75 to 79. So for every 4 rupees, what was the traded volume? So you can easily see that the volume profile right in front here. Am I right? But the idea of using this volume profile from the intraday is very interesting, because this gives you a clarity, because you see there is two different colors also here. One is the dark green. So this let you know that this is the current price of ACC. If I click on ACC now, you can easily notice that if this is a intraday chart, right? So if you look at from the day, a lot of trading volume happened around I think I say this is between 75 to 79. 75 to 79, this is where a lot of trading volume happened, but the price went all the way up but couldn't sustain, started coming all the way. So now the price is somewhere in between. So that's the problem in the price, because if the price really left out from the active trading zone, sometime it actually becomes a kind of attractive area, then it can starts coming down. So this concept is what going to work as a base for us to pick up the stocks, pick up the entry target, stop losses. So I believe you will have this patience to get this concept along with me. Let me take you through the first thing. So what the idea behind this trading system is, let's say I'm taking the in RSI. If you don't get this RSI column here, what you can do is select indicator columns. So it will give you a columns which are relevant to indicators. So of course, if you wish to choose any columns, then you have something called custom. Pick up custom and you have so many column options. But definitely it is not good to keep all the columns open, because it makes analysis paralysis. So keep the column which are relevant to you. Keep the column which you really understand. So we have a plans of posting a lot more videos with respect to those columns as well. So coming back to the volume profile here, I'm going to explain using, let's say, RSI along with volume profile for intraday trading perspective. Okay, this is the agenda for this particular video. So what I'm going to do is, let me pick up show any. So I got, this is RSI for intraday, this is RSI for daily. So if this computation is done by looking at daily charts, and this computation is done by looking at intraday chart. So now what I'm actually going to do is, I'm looking at let's say the stock which is trading with a very strong momentum. Let's say RSI above 70. So if I click on RSI above 70, it is giving me a list of stocks which are actually trading at a very good momentum, very strong momentum. So I think it says Aro Pharma, Cardilac, Cipla, Divis Lab, Dr. Reddy. I think most of the pharmaceutical companies are on top of it. So let me add a one more column called industry. So you can easily see definitely almost all the pharmaceutical stocks are, I think the pharma stocks are doing really good. That's what I think. I can see that, yes, the last intraday moment, I think today is Friday, where you see the pharmaceutical stocks taking all the way up. Okay, coming back to the trading using volume profile here, let's do it quickly here. So what I'm going to do is, I definitely, no doubt, the industries with respect to pharma is doing really well, because except the two financial services, the pharma is what riding the market today up. So that's very clear. So I'm taking, let's say, Cardilac, but Cardilac, you see that's close by. But if you look at the Aro Pharma, lot of trading volume happened between 9:10 to 9:12. Okay, if I click on this, you can see the price 9:10 to 9:12. So I hope you guys can see my screen, that this 910 to 912, this is where a lot of volume happened, because the price stayed there for quite a good time. But the last half an hour surge took the price all the way from here to there. So you can see there is a lot of wide gap when it comes to Aro Pharma, because now it is trading almost at the highest zone. I hope you guys can see the green area is here. Okay, Murugan, how are we using this from a trading? I'm not interested in Dr. Reddy because I don't see there is a much gap between the highest traded volume with respect to this. Because let's say the highest trading volume is expected to act as a support, but the price is very much nearer to the support, am I right? Okay, but if you are a contrarian trader, okay, if you are a contrarian trader, what you can do is if you see any loss in momentum with respect to Aro Pharma, you can short Aro Pharma, not Dr. Reddy. Because if you are planning to short Aro Pharma, it has a good price zone to fall, whereas you don't see a Dr. Reddy to fall much because their supports are coming very much nearby. Okay, and especially Sun Pharma, there is not much of volume in between. So if Sun Pharma comes down, it has a good scope for a price to settle nearer to 710, whereas the current price is something around 727 to 730. So therefore, a 20 rupees of downside is likely. But I'm not someone who's always encouraged a contrarian trader. So when you plan to go for a contrarian trading, okay, when you make up your mind to go for a short position, I'm telling you that you can consider Sun Pharma or Aro Pharma, not Dr. Reddy, because Dr. Reddy support is very much nearby when compared to the current price, whereas Sun Pharma support is quite at the bottom area, whereas at the Aro Pharma it is at very lower end. So and Cipla it is at very good create short positions. These are all the one, but but if you are a price action trader, when you follow that trend, this is something which is disturbing you, because when the momentum is really strong, why am I going for a short position? Ideally, we don't, because the market is doing good and pharmaceutical is doing really good, and the stocks are actually performing well. Then why to create a short position? I appreciate your concept. In that case, you wait for the stocks. If at all, if you want to buy the stock, if you want to buy the stock now, definitely I don't recommend Aro Pharma, I don't recommend Cipla, I don't recommend Sun Pharma to buy now. Okay, because these stocks, in case if there is any minor correction, there is a good leg room for the price to come down. But if you look at Dr. Reddy now, if I look at Dr. Reddy now, I understand it is not performed at the recent time, but there's a lot of volume is actually here. So what I can do is, if I see any sort of support taking place, if you are a person who wants to buy on dips, so Dr. Reddy is where you see the stock is very much near to the support. You can actually create a fresh long positions to go for it. If not, wait for a while, let this Aro Pharma or Sun Pharma coming nearer to this orange line, which is high volume profile, or look for a price zones which actually getting a good volume. By any chance, let's say Sun Pharma now is trading at 735 to 738 zone, but most likely 29 to 32 is expected to be another support to coming forward. So when price coming to this area, we wanted to see the volume to pick up. If it failed to happen, then it actually creates a doubtful case to us, right? So we just wait for a while. Let's see how this thing's happening. Okay, with respect to the volume increases in Sun Pharma or not at 29, if by any chance if this becomes orange, it makes it actionable, we can actually go for it. So I've just given you an idea how you can use this momentum indicator along with volume profile in terms of giving this trade. So I hope I've spent some reasonable time for explaining this concept. But if you find things a bit fast, I definitely recommend you to watch it again. And if there is any questions, definitely you can get in connected with us. So do check out our website to find our contact details, and you can definitely get back to us. Hope you find this content really interesting and appealing, and probably it can help you to build a fantastic trading systems in intraday as well. With this note, and I appreciate if you guys can give us a feedback by using this tool for a while, because this is something which is a very interesting tool, just made for public for a limited time. So I appreciate you to give us a quick feedback on this as well. Thank you. Thanks for using this.